Is the lighting all right for me? I'm wearing dress pants today.
This is a fun song, man. We could just sit here and bebop. Go ahead. Woo! Come on, baby. Now, in full disclosure, we were just on Clubhouse for the last hour, and we had a bunch of fun people. Shout out to Chella, and shout out to Christy, and shout out to Sarah, and shout out to Chris and Robert and Tunde. We had a lot of fun. We were talking things LinkedIn that we can't talk about here because of some rules, but it was fun. So we're talking about business growth and individual growth on social media as a whole. And anyways, just a lot of fun. So what are we doing? We're doing this show every Saturday. We are not scripted, kind of like Seinfeld, only better, because we have Joe Stepke, the finance guy. And by way of introduction, everything we say on this show, the thoughts and the ideas and everything expressed, written, verbal, mental, it's all on us. It's Joe Stepke. It's Joe the finance guy. It's Ira Bowman. It is not the expressed opinion or otherwise of Acima Credit or Rent Owned. So now we got that out of the way. Joe, good morning, brother.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm fully clothed. We were talking about, okay, so the term of the day in Clubhouse, everybody seemed to like it, this word braggadocious. What does that mean? Well,
I actually thought it was funny when you started like braggadocious. So
bragging, peacocking, puffing your chest out, being arrogant. I mean, this is
but you gotta put more to it. It's almost like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
It's fun to say.
Yeah, well, of course, supercalifragilistic.
Don't ask me how to spell it now.
Right, but braggadocious. That's why I said you got to put a little more into it. That would be. I don't know. I got to play with that one because I do like the braggadocious. And then if you could make it like a supercalifragilisticexpialidocious type thing, oh my God, we're looking at gold.
Come on, baby. All right, everybody. Where are you guys at? Where are you from? Tell us in the comments. We want to know who you are, where you're from. And if you have a question for Joe or Ira, we would love to get that in the queue because we try to answer the questions here. So what I'm going to do, Mr. Stepke, is I'm going to start pulling up. I told people that if they came on our Clubhouse show, I will give them a little love. Yeah, give them a little love. It's a little free run. You know what I mean? So I'm going to do this. We had a guest moderator. She's one of the people that I really, really like. Her name is Chella. She's a fellow SoCal lady. So I really, really like that. And I want to just, I want to share. Yep. So let me pull up my screen. There it is. Boom, boom, boom.
How cold is it out there in California right now, too?
What do you mean by cold? It's like 60 degrees, I think.
Well, isn't that cold for you?
Yeah, I'm not outside. It's 72 in here.
Yeah, well, it's cold here in Indy. So,
all right, my bad. It's 55. But the high today is going to be 75. So I will be outside later. So let's see. Right now it's 55 degrees. At 10 a.m. in 1 hour, it'll be 64. Then 11 a.m. it'll be 68. Then at noon, it'll be 72. And it'll creep up to 70. I don't know. This thing says 75. But then you know how it does it by the hour?
Right.
It says 73 the whole way till 5. And it goes down to 68. So I don't know when I'm getting to 75. But anyway.
Well, we're at 21 degrees.
70 degree weather. I'm wearing something like what you got on right now. I'm just going to be completely transparent with you all. California.
You would wear this?
I would.
70 degree weather?
Yeah.
This is a sweater, Ira. You can see, right?
Yeah. Have you seen the jacket? It's hanging right there.
I know, but you would wear that during
70s. Yeah.
All right. Is it windy?
At 22 degrees, I don't go outside. First of all, it doesn't get 22 here.
So yeah, well, I was going to say, if something happened, hell froze over.
I was talking to
over.
Stuart. I think I was talking to Stuart Gerbert, and he was like, "It's minus 20 or something like that." And I'm like, my freezer's not even that cold. Like literally, like you could, if you're in minus 20 degree weather, you could get in my freezer and warm up.
Well, it's in the 20s here.
All right. So, anyways, why do I have Chella on the screen? I have Chella because Chella was our host moderator. So, look, if you're watching this and you're not connected to Chella, I want to just suggest that if you're looking for a good connection, you reach out to her.
Yep.
Okay. Another really good one that we had. Chrissy was on for quite a while. She was telling you about what her business does and some of the strategies that they employ. There was some smart stuff there.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
I like what she was talking about.
Yeah. So different than me, but we were talking about that too. I don't necessarily disrespect people just because they have a different style. So here you go. If you are looking for another person who's very well spoken, very fun, she's engaging, all those things, Chrissy Larson. Just make sure when you talk to her, you have a minute because she's gonna talk a lot. she said that, not me. All right, and then next we had Robert. Robert was kind of later to the crowd, but Robert came in and he's from Santa Rosa. He's got 30,000 followers. So he's got, a larger connection base too. So if you want to, connect, I think you're probably going to have to follow him. And you can see I'm not connected to him. I just met him this morning. But anyways, Robert came on, and then, let's take a little pause. I got to pull up some of the others because I don't have them loaded. So let's talk about your week. Maybe the highlight of the week for work.
Oh, wow. Well, you already know it. I know we didn't talk about it here because
I know it, but
it's funny when we're talking on there. It's almost like if we were in a regular green room where it was just you and I before the show, you would have told me, "Shut up, don't say anything," because you want to wait for the show.
So that's actually one of the reasons why I let everybody go on with whatever they wanted to talk about in the green room, because it's not truly a green room,
right?
Like, you very well know I don't want to talk about all this stuff because then we'll talk about it and then we won't share it. So,
and then I'll just clam up and go, I don't know. What do you want to talk about?
As I shift my camera over a little bit.
Okay. But the highlight of the week, I'm already at 10 enrollments, and I already hit my goals for enrollments and first leases.
Yeah. So
day 5.
Let's talk about that a little bit. So we tell people you have enrollments, but what does that mean? Like,
enrollment being that able to get people to start using a SEMA credit. And I know we already did the disclaimer that all the thoughts and opinions
we're good
by myself and you.
We're good.
But anyways, if I get people to start using a SEMA and just getting them to start using a SEMA with us, obviously it costs them no money at all to use us. That's it. It's counted as an enrollment.
So let's talk about that, because that's something I think you don't emphasize enough. So that's one thing that I wish, like, if I could get in Joe Stepke's brain.
You don't want me here.
No, I'm pretty sure I don't.
I don't even think my wife.
But if I could get in and be the guy that's driving like the social media and the talking points, like, I would emphasize that particular point so much more, because to me that's the foundation. It's like, look, if you're in retail sales, so let me just put the rubber where it meets the road for the audience. If you're in retail sales, you have clients, or let me rephrase that, you have prospects, shoppers who come into the store, or they visit your website, because this could be e-commerce too. They're looking at your product and they want your product. They might even need your product,
right?
But they can't afford your product. What do I mean by that? They don't have the cash in hand.
Correct.
They don't have room on a credit card.
Correct.
And they either don't have good credit, or they don't have, for some reason, the ability to let you check their credit, because maybe they're about to buy a house or something, or a car.
Or you're right.
They don't want their credit score to change. Yeah. So for any of those reasons, and there's 4 very different reasons there, right?
Right.
So let's say you're selling an iPhone 12, or you're selling a ring, or you're selling a set of tires, or whatever it is that you're selling retail, right?
Right.
And it's $1,000 item. We know, because I did a press release for you, that 69% of Americans don't have $1,000 in the bank.
Correct.
I would be willing to bet since COVID-19 that number is actually percentage is higher, which is scary because 7 out of 10 people don't have $1,000 in the bank pre-COVID. Now that COVID's around, for a year, we've been dealing with this for a year. I'm going to say a lot of people have burned up their savings, whatever they had.
Right.
So anyways, you own a business. You want to sell. You can't sell because they don't have money and you're not a credit business, right? What Joe Stepke offers, Joe the finance guy offers, is a way for you to give them access to money without any costs or fees to you, the business owner. So your COGS, your cost of goods sold, doesn't change at all. All you're doing is introducing them basically to another avenue for them to access the cash.
Correct.
You get the extra sale. The customer gets, now they are truly a customer because they made
the retailer actually gets paid.
Yeah, the retailer gets paid right then and there. Yeah, you get paid just like they had the $1,000 and they handed it to you. It's the same idea. Okay,
the customer gets the merchandise that they want.
Right. It's not a layaway program.
Correct. No.
They walk away right then and there with the product.
Right. And they get to make payments on it and keep the merchandise in their home.
And Joe, the finance guy, who we all love, he wins too. Like everybody wins in this scenario. Now, in full disclosure, there is a fee associated with this, but it's paid for by the consumer, the person who becomes the client.
Correct.
The cost for this. It's like a convenience fee.
Yeah.
Think about this.
The retailer doesn't. The person selling the merchandise, they don't pay anything. There's no cost to the retailer.
Yeah. So I want you to emphasize that more in your post.
And I should emphasize it more. And I don't know why I don't. I
don't either.
I don't.
That's the number one thing. It's like the business owners, there's lots of things we can do if we pay for it, right? Like we can improve anything we want.
But this costs the business owner.
This is like someone coming to me and saying, "Hey, Ira, I can get you 10 qualified leads a week for nothing. All you have to do is just let me do it." Okay. Like how do I lose there? But that's not what they do. They all tell me, well, okay, it will cost you, $1,000 a month or $1,000 a week or whatever. You know what I mean? Like we'll send you these leads, Ira, but you got to pay me. But in this scenario, it's the opposite. Like you get the extra sales. Now, if they don't need it, let's say you have regular clients who come in, they've got the $1,000, they've got the credit card or whatever, and they don't want it. That's fine. Just keep doing it the way you've always done it. This is just for those buckets of prospects or shoppers who come in who don't have access to credit or the cash. They need another vehicle, financial apparatus to get the deal done. I have a daughter. Okay. I have a daughter. I have 5 daughters. I have one who's really expensive and the other are not. Okay. My expensive daughter went off to college. Right before she went off to college, we determined that her laptop was not suitable anymore because it was like 5 years old. Right. Or, okay. We got to replace it. Well, when I say we got to replace it, what that really meant is I have to replace it. Right.
Right.
And then she gets to school, like 1 week into school. And you know what she does? She busts her cell phone. Like she can't use it. Now, I am not in the 69% that don't have $1,000 of cash in the bank, right? My finances are a little bit different. So I paid for it. But let's say I didn't have the money. My daughter is going to school, especially with COVID, everything is online, right? So she needed that laptop and the cell phone for a variety of reasons. I don't want her to be without a cell phone. She's a freshman in college and 3,000 miles away from me. I need her to be able to call the police. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So
anyways, if I didn't have the money, Joe, the finance guy, that would be one thing that I could have utilized to get what I needed. And that's what we're saying, right? So anyways, enough about that, I guess. But 10 is good. Your quota is 9, right? Your official quota? 5. Okay. Well, your actual quota is 51. So get to work, Slacker.
Right. My actual and you notice I said that when I was talking about it in the green room. I mean, I already hit 10, but it doesn't matter because I was like, 51.
That's a good week. Let's keep going.
Right. Yeah. And I did tell you the trademark is off and away.
Yeah.
So that's already done. So
I'm supposed to be. I forgot about that. That's one of the things I'm supposed to be doing. I thought the next thing.
You and me both. Remember, I got a whole list of things I'm supposed to be sending you.
No, I know. I'm waiting for you for that.
I know that was.
Really want to tell
that's
people.
Totally me.
Do you want to tell people that, or do we want to keep that secret?
I rather keep that close to the chest right now. I like to do it on a one-on-one basis. But every time I talk to somebody, that's something I talk about. And I gave you that referral yesterday.
I did. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And he and I are going to talk next week, just so you know.
Yeah, I was on the phone with him.
Now I need to make sure. Are you still telling people it's a few $100? Because
no, wait a minute. No. I did tell him the story of how.
Okay. Yeah. Because
I did preface it going. Now he might not charge that. I think he charges anywhere from $750 to $1,000 to do the website. I don't know.
It's more than that now. So my website fees, I had to raise my prices, guys. So there's this thing called supply and demand, and there's one at Ira, and I'm not sourcing that work to somebody else, right? So when I say I make your website, I actually make it.
You actually make the website.
Okay. So, and I'm going to continue to do that. So the price for a website now is $2,000. So
holy moly.
Yeah, it's $2,000. But you get a lot from me for that. So are there cheaper ways to get it done? Mm-hmm. There sure are.
Sorry. I did tell him I don't know.
Yeah, I sent him my menu. He knows.
I went like this. I go, the big thing was, I was on the phone with him. I told him the story. And like the furlough, everything, and I go like this. And like the next day I was like, well, I'll be your first client. Here's the money, please. And I sent it to him right away, and he made it. And I go, it's the best website I've ever seen. You said something the other day when we were talking about. Are we allowed to talk about? I don't even know what you said. SEO Rush.
SEM Rush, yeah.
SEM.
So SEM Rush we can talk about. So that's just one of the ways that I personally, and a lot of people who do what I do, frankly, we track the back end of websites. So how is your website performing? What's the health of your website? How popular is it? Where are your backlinks coming from? What are your keywords? All kinds of different things. We use tools like SEM Rush. That's my favorite one. So
I've been saying, so when he asked me, I go, and when you and I were talking, I think I was on the AirPod. I think I was shopping at that time, or I was doing something to get something, and I didn't hear it. I remember the 9. That mine went up from 0 to 9.
Yeah.
And we were talking about another website that you and I want to get my website to 13.
Mm-hmm.
But the other website started a lot further along.
Your website is real. So your website was created in June, for full disclosure, if those of you are listening, right? So he went from 0 to 9 in, basically 7 months. So with, I think 400 and something backlinks, and so there's things on there that I monitor to make sure that your website is healthy.
Right.
Now I'm proud. I don't know if you saw my post. I'm so pumped. Bowman Digital Media. We launched June 9th. We have 3,000 plus followers now.
I saw that. Yep.
On LinkedIn, which I'm very pleased by that.
That's awesome that you have that many, because
well, I work hard for it, and I work strategically, right? Like, so when people tell me, again, this goes back to the conversation that we were having on Clubhouse, which I can't get into all the details, but I'm a show me guy, right? So I just showed you that I can take a business from 0 to 3,000 in 6 months. Why does that matter? Well, there's lots of reasons why that matters, but we can't talk about that here. However, also my DA, my domain authority, I went from 0 as well, because it was a brand new website, from 0 to 13. I'm already at 13. Now, again, I do this full time. You do this, in your spare time, right? You don't have full time like I do to build it up. But that's kind of the difference between. Of
course, I do it in my spare time. Somebody's writing me to do 51 enrollments.
Right.
Sorry. Yes, I do it in my spare time. You're right.
Right. But you know what I mean? So, but even still, that's impressive. The average website in the United States, the average website is in anywhere from 8 to 13. That's why we want to get you to the 13 because it puts you at the top of that. Now, ultimately, you want to start getting 20s and then 30s and then 40s and then 50s and the 60s. It goes up by 10s, increments of 10s, single point at a time. But the reason why you want to be in 10 plus instead of 1 to 9 or 0 to 9 is because the backlink scores, there's categories. So when we see links, backlinks, we also see the rating of the site. So for example, one of the reasons why I always told you it's good to be on Mike's SPN site, even though Mike and I don't talk anymore. One of the reasons why it's good to be on there is because his backlink rank sometimes is in the 30s, sometimes it's in the 40s. I think he's even had a site in the 50s, but I can't verify that. But anyways, I know it oscillates in the 30s and 40s. It's a great score backlink. That's why when you asked me about that, I'm like, yeah, stay there. That's a good place to be. Yep. I'd be there if I could, right? It's a good backlink. Project Help You Grow, same thing. I oscillate 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. I've been in all of those. That backlink helps people the higher it gets. So with your partners tab.
Which backlink? The backlink on mine or the backlink on his or both?
Okay. Let me explain this. So hopefully this will help you guys. Okay. So if you're talking about backlinks now, hey, Chrissy's here. We actually pulled up your profile a little bit and I'm going to pull up some more in a minute here. Chrissy was in our Clubhouse conversation. Very smart. Again, she's the one that I said I recommend you connect to. And if you ever talk to her on the phone, just make sure you have a little extra time because she admittedly talks a lot. But so do I. So that's the pot calling the kettle black right there. Let Joe speak. Let Alicia speak. Anyways, I digress. So, but backlinks. Okay, backlinks are not from your site to another site. Well, they are backlinks, but not the ones that I'm talking about for you. The ones that count for you.
Right.
Like the one on SPN or Project Help You Grow that says Joe the Finance Guy.
Right.
And takes them from that site to your site. That's the backlink, right? And there's 4 different types of backlinks for all of you who are really want to get into this. There's do follow backlinks. There are sponsor links, which are basically paid advertising links. There's user generated content or UGC, and there is what we call no follow links. So that's the 4 type of backlinks.
All right,
you're getting do follow links, which are the best kind.
Do follow.
What that do follow links do follow. What that is that's the author of the website. That's the web developer of the site saying, this website, you should go there for whatever reason. Okay. So your partners tab, why that helps folks, that helps everybody that is on there for you, is because you're saying this is a credible website. Okay.
Correct.
Now, the moment that we get you to 10, hang on 1 second. Let me finish this up. The minute you get to 10, so right now you're at 0 to 9, even though you're a 9. Okay, your domain authority is a 9. As soon as you get to 10, that backlink becomes more valuable because now it's not the basement tier, it's the first tier. Okay. If that makes sense, right? And then you keep climbing. So when you get a website, a DA authority, I always want to get my clients to 20 as fast as possible because now your backlinks start to be valuable. Like there are companies that charge money for backlinks just because their domain authority is a 50, 60, 70, whatever. And that there's a value to having that link. The other thing is there's different types of websites. The best, absolute best backlink that you can have is from a .edu or a .gov. If you can get either agency, a school with a .edu or any government agency .gov to give you a link, that's like gold, gold, gold. So I did work. I don't know if you guys remember, but I did work with Alibaba. Alibaba had me teach a course for them on the digital marketing course. Okay. So it was a deep dive in digital marketing. And their DA, I think, is 87, if I remember right. And they put a backlink to Bowman Digital Media for me on their website. I mean, if I never made a penny for what I did, but I got a backlink of 87, yep, that's pretty cool. How long does Chell telling us the temperature in Orange County, but we're talking about domain authorities. It is right now, let's see, I feel like the weatherman. It's 59 here in Moreno Valley in the Inland Empire. I'm a little bit further east than Cella, so it's a little warmer. Anyways. Okay, so did that answer your question? That's probably more about SEO than anybody really wanted to know this morning.
Now, on the partners tab, going back to the partners tab, does that help me or the people, the other?
That helps everybody that you're highlighting. That doesn't help you. The only way that helps you and the strategy behind that is, okay, so if I'm putting you on my partners tab, will you reciprocate because, if they like seekerofthesoul.com, you know what I mean? When she puts you on her partners tab, which she has, now she's telling the world that your website is valuable.
Gotcha.
And you get the credit of her domain authority behind it. So again, we'll go back to SPN and Project Help You Grow. Those domain authorities are higher, double, triple, quadruple the average website on the internet.
Gotcha. Yep.
So when you get a blue chip like that to say, hey, Joe the finance guy, or whatever your website happens to be, is worth seeing, and this is the value behind that. The Google bots go, oh, so you not only have a lot of backlinks, you not only have a lot of referring domains is what they call it, you have strong backlinks from strong referring domains, and that takes to the roof. Now that's just one part of it. Backlinks is about 20% of your overall DA score. Okay. You have to have traffic. You have to have good content. You have to have good site speed. You got to have domain authority, and you got to, or backlinks, keywords, all those things.
Content. I think you and I could talk about that later, I guess, because it can get boring. I'm surprised if two people are watching right now.
No, we got a lot of people watching actually. We're good.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just looking at it.
Nerdy stuff. I'm gonna tell you a secret. Why do people pay Bowman Digital Media? Why do they pay me? Because I build digital audiences. I help you build web traffic. I help you build your social media business following. Right.
Yep.
That's what I do. People don't know how to do that. Right. Everybody wants it. You want more, but how do you get it? And how do you get it without breaking the bank? That's why you hire me. Because there's a lot of companies that do what I do. They just charge a hell of a lot more. And that's why I put my pricing out there for the world to see. Like, you don't have to guess. And I don't, I change my prices as, it's supply and demand. Some of the things I don't like to do as much, I charge more for it because I don't enjoy it. There's
understood.
I already got to check out the price list if you're curious what's there. So,
yeah.
All right. So
paying you for the, so we could just, you and I got a strategy. So you and I are doing something. I hope that what do you think my website needs more now?
Well, you need more articles. We talked about that.
Yeah, we're already on that part.
Yeah. So
more than one. I mean, not hard to do. Do you think one a month is good or
no? I mean, one a month. That I'm just going to tell everybody this, right? Here's some free advice. Sit on the couch. You're getting some coaching here.
Hold on. Go ahead.
And your video camera is out of, I don't know if everybody else is seeing it the way I'm seeing it, but it's blurry today.
Is it really? Hold on a minute. Well, now I made it worse.
It's the light. That's what it is.
You think it's the light?
Yeah. Is there a way to turn that light off?
Yeah, I can. Hold on a minute.
No, you don't want to turn the light off because then we won't be able to see you, but you know what I mean. I don't know that it's that. It's pixelated. So it's like it's focusing on something, not you. So maybe it was a piece of dust. I don't know. It's a little bit better. It's not horrible.
It's not horrible?
Yeah.
I could change.
Actually, okay, so hang on. We're going to come back to this conversation in just a second, but Tundi just came in the comments, right? So I'm going to do this. I'm going to pull up my screen again. I want to share the rest of the people that were in the room. So we had Chris in there for a while, and he's from, he said he was from the East Coast, right? Was that him or was that somebody else? I don't know. Isle of Man, I don't know where that is. So apologize. It is what it is. All right. And then let's see, Tundi. Here's Tundi. So Tundi is from Washington, D.C. Sweet. I actually, well, never mind. I was going to say something, but I'm going to keep that to the vest. But he seemed like a very cool guy. Let's see. He has got a lot of stuff going on.
So check him out. There he is in front of LinkedIn, it looks like, although I'm not familiar with that one. We have 29 mutual connections, so that's always cool to know. All right, I'm going to hit the follow button. His follower count just grew by 1. Okay, we had Mark Mack. He's from somewhere in the U.S. I don't know where. And let's see, he's got almost 5,000, so that's cool. I can't connect with you, but I can follow you. There we go. So we got some love there. And oh, Sarah, can't forget Sarah. Now, Sarah, I actually tagged her in Follow You Friday yesterday because she and I have actually quite a bit in common. She's from California. She's up in Danville, which is, it's funny. I used to drive through that area. Remember my 2.5-hour commutes?
Yep.
I used to drive past that.
Like you tell me about that. Yep.
On my way to San Francisco. Anyways, and she's obviously in the world of print. She runs a company, for those of you watching, she runs a company that helps enterprise businesses reduce their overall spend on print. So if you're in a company that's spending like $1 million a year or more on everything print related, right? So your manuals, your labels, your packaging, your direct mail, employee hand guides, posters, anything print. You're spending over $1 million. I want you to find Sarah Scudder, and I want you to connect with her. Tell her Ira sent you. Why not? I don't get anything out of it, but it just makes me feel good knowing I'm helping people. So reach out to her and talk to her, because what they do, they have a system. Then there's 2 different ways that they can do it. They have a way that you can kind of manage it, and they have a way that they manage it. So it depends on, and she can get into more details. But basically what they're doing is they're helping you streamline the ordering process so the communication channels are more efficient and communicate top to bottom, and also reduce the cost. So that's good, right? That's what Sarah does. So there you go. Sarah, I expect that check in the mail. No, I'm just kidding. Totally kidding, guys. And last but not least, did I show them all? I guess I did. Okay. Because we showed Chella.
Yeah, you showed Chella. You showed
Chrissy. We showed Robert.
Yep.
Okay, so we showed them all, right?
Yep.
All right. Cool.
Good job.
All right. Thanks, man. Okay. Now back to your question about blogging. Hear me? That's you.
It's somebody that they're supposed to be doing something, and
they're not.
No, they're not.
All right. Bummer. Well, we're halfway through. If you got to bounce, you got to bounce. But
no, I'm not gonna bounce. Oh hell no, I'm not bouncing.
But here's the thing about the blog. So you said, is writing a blog for your website once a month, is that good? What I would say is that is, or should be, the minimum, right? Like at least aim to do that. And even if you have to pay somebody to write, or
is once a month.
Yeah, minimum. Now here's the other thing. Like I just invited my friend Karen, and I don't know how to say her last name. In fact, hang on a second. Since we're in the share of a screen mode, we'll tie all this together. Okay, so my friend Karen is in WS Rocks with me, which is a group run by Sam Gupta, right? He does ERP for manufacturing. So she's in the group with me. Okay, now she is a certified public accountant, but she also has a expertise, a side hustle in cybersecurity. And she's looking to build up her cybersecurity presence. And I said, Karen, I've known Karen longer than I've known you, Joe. I said, Karen, why don't you do this? Write a blog, and I will host it on Bowman Digital Media, because my readers are interested in cybersecurity. So one of the things that you can do if you're strapped for time, which I know you are, okay, is you can have guest blog writers write about complementary things. It doesn't have to be about payment solutions, or
like we did, like the one guy that did the mattress one.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that what you mean by guest?
Yeah. So you have them write it. We'll give them credit as the author, but your audience still has something to consume. Why are blogs important? There's actually 2 very important but very different reasons why they're important. Again, this all ties back to SEO, guys. Okay, so if you're not interested in building web traffic, this is boring, and I'm sorry. But blogs do two things. One, for your consumers, which is your audience. That's web traffic. And two, for the bots, for your DA. Domain authority, part of it is establishing your authority, your credit. Probably a bad choice of words here, but for you only because you're in the finance. But anyways, you have to let Google bots and anybody other ranking authorities know that you are a credible source of information. You're not scraping data. You're not just fluff piece. You're not just, pictures and graphics, right?
Right.
So you got to give them something to consume. So when they're indexing your site or when they're scanning your site and going through it and they're looking at all the backlinks and all the information and all the content, they want to see non-scraped data. They want to see new data. They want to see you using, when you tell in your metadata, a website is about this, they want to see evidence of that. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you're building that case or that argument. You're supporting that your website is about these things. The other thing that you're doing, again, on the flip side, which is also important, you're giving people a reason to come back. So let's say I love Joe Stepke, and we all know I do. In fact, my wife says it's a bromance. So yeah, it's all right. It's all good. Yeah, let Alicia speak, right? Okay. And I did last night. I don't know if you watched the show, but I let her. I think she spoke more last night than she ever has. So she's getting more comfortable. In fact, was it Instagram or Facebook? She put a picture of us like right before we went on, and she's like, "Maybe I should start my own show."
Oh my gosh!
So
out on her own, yeah. But you
created a monster.
Yep, that's good.
Okay. So, but imagine I love you, right? And I go to your website and I read everything. I watch all the videos and I spend, like 90 minutes on it. That'd be phenomenal, right? But then I come back a week later, 2 weeks later.
Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed. And I'm like, okay, well, I love Joe Stepke, but there's nothing new. So then I go away for another week or two and I come back and I do it again. No new videos, no new blogs, no specials, nothing. And that's why I suggested having maybe like a fun corner or something. You make all these videos, you make all these fun little images every day for social media, and you could like put them in there.
Are you talking about like my reface things?
Yeah. It'd just be fun. Why do people go to websites?
I guess to look at things that have fun, but
not just. Some people are there for serious business, and you got to have that, right? It can't be all clown crap. Well, you could if that's the point of your website, right? But your website is serious business,
right?
But there are people who follow Joe Stepke because you're funny.
Yeah, but looks aren't everything. It's not going to get me anywhere.
It can get you a lot. It can get you 10 deals.
Sure can. Yeah.
Right? So it just gives people a reason to come back. So the blog, again, it could be videos too, but you're giving people new content to consume.
Maybe this is not the point. I did not think Saturday's Cup of Joe was going to go this route today. If from 11 a.m.
We're unscripted.
I know that, but from 11 a.m. on, because my mind just went a bunch of things. And I think you could tell the angst I had in my voice when I first got on this morning.
No, I got you, bro. I get it.
It's just a lot.
I understand. I understand.
I know you do. Too much, too soon, too much, too soon. But if I've always wanted to do something like, and to your point about the weekly thing, I want to do a weekly video log. Like just a video, like me talking to the camera and just 5 minutes of, I hate to use the Peter Griffin analogy, whatever, what grinds my gears or whatever it is. And it's not necessarily going to be about financing. It's not necessarily going to be about lease to own. Hell, it might not necessarily be about me. But I'm really thinking about doing something like that. What are your thoughts?
I love the idea. I've got a question from Tundi. Tundi was asking the cybersecurity person's name. Her name is Karen, and I'm going to pull this back up so you can see it. Tundi. There you go. I don't know how to say Oku. Like I'm sure
I think you did it. I think you did it right.
I'm probably butchering it, but I'll tell you what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna I'll put her link in the comments here so you can just click on it or make it. I like to make things easy for you.
I'd love to find out if that's really how you say it. Oku.
Now let me tell you something. This lady, she's an introvert, but you see that smile on her face?
Uh-huh.
She always has that smile on her face. Like, I love her to death. Like, I would do anything for Karen. But she's like the opposite of us. She never talks.
Well, I think if she got in a room with us, she'd probably talk. This is the now. All right, so look at where we're at.
How pixelated your face is, bro.
Well, I don't know
I don't know how to fix that. What's going on?
I'm sorry, I'm ugly.
But we've never had this problem before.
Well, it can't be the Mac.
I wonder if it's your internet is slow. Do you guys having this like a cloudy day or something?
Now, internet has been slow. You and I could talk about that offline. I'm thinking about getting a booster or something like that.
I love those boosters. You're talking about like the $60 deals?
Is that a bad thing? Are you being serious or facetious?
No, I'm serious. Those are good.
Okay.
I have one in my house. Full disclosure.
All right. So you and I talked about that.
For us, the Wi-Fi thing, it sits right there. So it's downstairs in my basement. Well, it's not a basement, it's first floor.
Well, and this one's physically wired. But there's a bunch of wires all over the place. Like, you got to understand, there's everything. So I wanted to get a booster specifically for here that would help. You and I could talk about it. If you got
Wi-Fi, though, if we're talking about the same thing, the Wi-Fi boosters don't help if you're hardwired. It's for all your other stuff, like your cell phones and your tablets, and
Well, the hardwired on this, I mean, it really goes.
But it just cleaned itself up a little bit, so it probably is your internet.
Well, so how do you
turn everything else off? Slow down the demand in your house, and that'll increase your speed.
Okay, so you want me
go tell Jen turn her crap off?
No, not just that one. You want me to tell Jen, Logan, Tori, and Sierra?
I don't think you're afraid of Logan, Jen, Sierra, and you know what I mean.
And Tori? No, I'm not.
But I know you'll get smacked by Jen. I've done it.
Of course I would. But then the other thing is, and then my granddaughter,
Jen, come on my show Friday nights. 8 is enough. I gotta have you on the show, Jen.
You just keep doing that. You never know; she might do it.
Does she watch this show?
Is everybody?
Your wife doesn't watch us.
No. That's not what I was saying. When I'm watching it, she does, because she's right next to me watching it. Because
no. I'm talking about this one.
Oh no, she doesn't watch. No, because
I have to say that on that one.
Yeah. She does not. She's not watching this. Julia
is my buddy from Vegas and totally amazing person.
I like Julia.
Anyways, Julia's
I actually wanted to do a Zoom call with Julia, and if it is Julia's, am I right? Julia does oh gosh, I don't want to be wrong on it and stuff. I think it's something like with the psychic stuff or whatever.
She's got some of that, yeah, and she does.
That's right. That's right.
Dating. I think she's got a dating group or something like that for singles in Vegas. If I remember.
Well, I don't need that, but
I don't need it. Thank God.
It was the psychic stuff or whatever, because I'm interested in that stuff. I like.
And then I don't know if it's there she goes, psychic medium. Yeah. We didn't want to.
I knew I saw it.
We didn't want to misrepresent.
Right. I didn't.
But you do have a dating, Julia. I'm not out of my mind, right? You do have like a dating thing too, right? I think so. I'm pretty sure. It can be hard to date people when you get a little bit more experience. You know what I mean? I hope I never have to experience that.
You're right. It could be a little bit harder. It is,
especially when you look like us.
Yeah. I don't know. My wife and I have talked before, and I go like this. I don't know what you expect. Like, if something ever happened to you, I can't date again. And she goes,
nice to your daughters. So don't tell your daughters to turn off the internet. Let's keep you safe. You can always stay with me, Joe.
"Oh well, thank you."
I always have room.
I want to go to California.
You know what you would do here?
What?
You would not freeze to death.
That is true, but I also wouldn't freeze to death in Florida either.
True.
I do like
better shot.
You know, my first.
So here's the deal. Let me ask you this. We're gonna help settle this debate. Okay. Would you rather be in an earthquake or a hurricane?
I've been in a hurricane.
So you'd rather endure a hurricane for days than an earthquake for like 30 seconds.
Listen, after watching,
if you lay down during an earthquake, it's like getting a free back massage.
Yeah, that's not what I saw in the movie 2012. That's not what I saw.
I knew it. You see this? I knew it.
It's more spiritual than just stupid dank memes. Yep. Dank memes.
I forgot what we were talking about now, but it's all good. This is what we do here, people.
Yep.
So we did all that talking about SEO, and we had a strong audience, and then we started talking about nothing, which is what we're known for. And we lost our crowd.
What did we get down to? What is our crowd now?
I don't want to say it's that bad. It's like I'm talking about. It's like I'm talking about electoral votes in the electoral college.
Oh my God! Do you remember when we went that route? You know, and you want to know the big thing is, Ira, it's off for me today. I'm off today.
You are off, and it doesn't help that you're not. It doesn't help that you're not in focus. I think people don't like that. But
well, I'll get that fixed by next week.
I don't know what that is. Like we've never had. I mean, you and I've been doing this show for quite a while. We've never had that problem. So
at least 2 or 3 months. Am I right?
We've been doing stuff. We've been doing stuff together on video for over a year now.
Oh yes,
yeah.
But and it's never been like
that. It's not your hardware, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but is there any way that it is really wired in? Like it's like I have a wired connection to the Mac. Is there a way to boost a wired connection?
There are ways to increase your speed, but without me being there, I'm not going to be able to walk you through it.
Gotcha.
Because you're on Macs and not Windows. So a lot of the things I know how to do to check on a Windows system, I don't know how to do the same thing on a Mac. I'd have to sit there and figure it out.
Play with it and stuff like that. All right.
Yeah, there are IT people probably watching the show or who will watch the show who could be like, yeah, just do this. And you know, they're familiar with the Macs. I'm not. Like I said, if you're on a Windows system, then I could give you some ideas, but there are ways to check and there are ways to tweak things, you know, to tweak your settings. But
I'll find out.
We'll roll with it this week. And you know what? Next week, or actually, why don't you try this? You want to try and jump it on your phone? Try doing it through your phone. Stay here.
Right now.
Here. Yeah. But go to the link on your phone and see if
all right. I'm doing it right now.
See if I can add you in because you know, right. I think you can do it through your phone. They let you. I've had other people join me from a phone before, so
well, we're gonna try now.
Yeah.
Might as well do it right now while we're doing it.
Ain't gonna hurt nothing. And then we know. Like if this ever happens again. For the
joke it on your phone. All right. So
open what you get with Joe. Saturday's Cup of Joe could be about anything. While you're doing that, can I ask you, what are you watching on TV right now? What's your new thing?
Ooh, oh God, what is the new thing that we're watching? I'm really liking 911 and 911 Lone Star again. But nothing really. I haven't been watching really much. I really have been working.
Because you're stressed.
Yeah, I think that's it. When I talked about that whole the mom. All right, hold on a minute. Allow. All right, start cam. Oops. All right, good. I'm gonna put this right here. God, I want to put it up because I don't want to have it.
So it's not in yet. Like you're not in the.
No, it's coming. Give me a minute.
There it is. There it is. There it is. Okay. It's just white still. There it is. All right. Hang on. Nope. I'm looking at your hand. You got to put your hand down.
Still coming.
So that's way better. Yeah, that's way better. Just try and get it stable, but yeah. Yes. Better. Yep. Yeah, just try and hold it steady. Set it down somewhere so it doesn't move, but it's much clearer. You need a shave, brother. There we go.
All right.
So much better.
All right. So much better.
See, now you're going to scare everybody away because they can see you. Like before it was they're irritated because you're fuzzy.
I got to put a light filter on now.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. You know what? Is it possible to turn your volume? Can you turn your volume up now? I think I had you turn your volume down because of the Clubhouse. But your mic is a little quiet.
Yeah, but I turned it up now.
Okay.
Yeah, it probably is, but I turned it up now. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So yeah, but you're gonna have to speak up. We can hear you, but it's a little bit quiet.
All right. All right. So
you know what we probably would have to do with this. He needs to shave. He does need to shave, Julia. Can't you see it? Look at that. Look at all the whiskers. Now I always say that because I shaved the dome and I shaved, well, not this obviously, but I shaved it. I shaved just for you this morning, Joe. And I brushed my teeth in full disclosure.
All right. You shaved.
I have fresh breath and a shiny dome.
Fresh breath and a shiny dome. That is awesome. But can you hear me better now?
A little bit, but it's still a little quiet. So just keep speaking up, and you'll be fine. Like we can hear you. We can hear you though.
All right, I'll keep speaking up. And actually, I like doing this, but man, if I go too much in, God, my iPhone really picks it up. It huh?
It really does, bro. Yeah. That camera is awesome. I can always. He says, or she says, Julie says, I can only see 1 by 1 pics of you two. Well, I'm looking, in full disclosure, everybody, I'm looking at this on a 40-inch screen monitor. So there's that.
Wow.
But you know why? You know why? Because I'm blind. And to design your files so they look good, I've got to make sure I can see them.
Whoops. Oh, well. Yeah, that's no difference than me having this screen here and that one there. So you're right.
All right, now wait a minute.
But I'll do it better next. I'm telling you next week.
No, this is all right. This is okay. Behind your head, up high, there's something I've never seen before. What is that? It says Acme or something? Timer? What does that say up there? What the hell is that?
Are you talking about
above the
right?
Light? Yeah, no, above the light. Is that, it says X-Men or something. What does that say?
Yeah, it's the X-Men. It's
Show us. Oh, that's sweet. Is that a light? Is that a light shade? If you pull on that, does the light turn on?
No. It's I'll show you. It's just it's a stand type thing.
I'm gonna tell you all, Julia. I'll tell you all. You can go. This is what I did. I went to the store. I was gonna buy a 24-inch monitor, right? And I looked at the resolution. I looked at the pricing. I'm like, okay. I looked at the TVs. You can get 4K TVs that are bigger, that have the input, the right inputs. If you just do that, that's what I did. So instead of buying a 24-inch monitor, which was the biggest one they had at the store, I said, I'm going to go. Yep. I should have actually regret this. I should have bought a 50-inch TV. I should have spent the extra money. But for those of you who don't know, I'm kind of cheap.
And I got my one monitor.
My
right
buddy.
There is, that's just, I mean, you see the.
Yeah, that's your laptop. Yeah. What size is that one?
That's connected to this.
What size is that?
I believe it's a 30. I wish I had
32?
one of my.
A 32
yeah,
would be
32.
That's a common size. Yeah. No, that's good.
Here, so it's big enough.
I have the wall behind me, and so what I'm thinking, what I think I'm going to do next time, is I'm actually just going to take this, because there's nothing between. The monitor is pulled up a little bit, but there's nothing between the monitor and the wall. So I think what I'm going to do next time is I'm just going to mount it to the wall and then push everything back a little bit. I don't use a traditional desk. I have like a dining room table. I mean, it's a cool looking table, but I have that for my desk. So I have 3 monitors. They're 3 full-size monitors set up, and it's like 45-degree angles and then, flat. So you guys can kind of envision that. But what I did strategy-wise, instead of using all the same size, because I do a lot of Instagram work, and I'm excited. My Instagram broke 11,000 followers on Instagram this week. So thank you. Yeah, I've had a pretty good week on social media. Like my business page on LinkedIn broke 3,000 followers, and my personal Instagram broke 11,000. And I'm making a push, as you know, on YouTube. So I'm over 7,000 subscribers on YouTube now. So I'm having good luck. But I only say that because I have a monitor that's dedicated for my Instagram work. It's the right size. It's a square. Okay, so the ratio is square. I have one that is set up 16:9, which is the ratio for YouTube frames. So that's over to my right. That works great for websites too. And then I just have my big monitor because I'm blind as a bat. So that's what I have. Sabrina, I got to talk to Sabrina yesterday. I always love it when we get to catch up, but we had a conversation for about an hour. And anyways, I'm excited about it. She's doing good. I'm excited about what she's got going on. She has some stuff. Sabrina. She has some stuff she's dealing with. Life throws everybody challenges, but I'm not going to share those. But anyway, so we talked about that. But she's man, if you guys don't know Sabrina, she's a rock star, and I love her to pieces. I don't know if I think of her more like a daughter or a sister, but anyways, she's awesome. And we were talking. I just wrote a press release. It's not actually done yet. I wrote my part. I'm done. I send it to the business owner for approval, as you know I like to do. So I'm letting her review it, and then she's going to give me whatever feedback, and then we'll go live with it. But I was studying, and this is a serious topic, but I was studying because the company, the lady has a master's degree in education. Okay. Her company is set out to help Black women ascend their education so that they can ascend in the business world, right? She wants to give them a better stronghold. And I was like, you know my heart. I don't really see color or religion or any of that stuff. I just see people, right? So I live in a different world than Sabrina does, frankly. Sabrina and I, we shared this story publicly, so I'll just share it real quickly. Here's just an example. Okay. So Sabrina says, look, if I'm walking down the street and I see a police officer down the street, I have 2 thoughts in my head. Do I turn around and go home, or do I cross the street and keep going? But she doesn't walk forward, right? She's going to do one or the other. For me, because I'm not doing anything wrong, I've never thought about it. But Sabrina's not doing anything wrong either. But she knows that some people are racist. She doesn't know that cop. They could be, they couldn't be. But to stay safe, you learn to do these things. I think that's horrible that she has to do it. But that was to me eye-opening. Like I never in my life have had that thought. Okay. So I'm not trying to say that I am like, I think we joked about this yesterday, Sabrina. I'm woke. That's how the young kids say these things these days. Like, I know that look, these glasses that I look through are from my perspective. I try the best I can to look from other people's perspective. But anyways, the reason why I bring all this up is because in the press release that I was writing, I was trying to write, as you know, I try to infuse stats to build the case and get people to read it, because like we were talking about Clubhouse. I'm not writing from my point of view, and I'm not writing to entertain myself. I'm writing to captivate the audience and set the hook, if you will, so that they'll read the whole article. You know, that they get what they want. So anyways, the stats that I found, I mean, it was jaw dropping. Like, I'd need to do more to help. So here's what I found. African Americans or Black people or colored people, I don't even know what I'm supposed to say. I don't want to be like politically, I don't want to be insensitive. You know what I mean? Like, what's the right way? So whatever way is not offensive to say it, that's how I mean to say it. So I know some people use Black and some people use African American still, and some people use people of color, and there's different ways to say it. So I'm not trying to be offensive at all to anybody. Okay. But Black people in the United States, their unemployment rate, and I run Project Help You Grow, so I have my finger on this pulse. Unemployment rate in the country is about 7% right now. The African American or Black unemployment rate is almost 17%. Think about what I just said. 7, 17. That's over double.
Right.
There's a problem. There's a problem there. Now, I'm not saying there aren't mitigating factors, and stats can be manipulated, but that's just a flat stat and flat stat. Average unemployment rate across the board versus a demographic. So you take that what you will. And in isolation, you go, it's an anomaly. Maybe not. But consider this. Point number 2. The median income for a white family in the United States is just under $70,000 per year. It's like $69,000. The median income for a Black family, Black household, that's household income now, is $39,000. Again, nearly 2 to 1. Right. Are there mitigating circumstances? Maybe, maybe not. But still, that's just a demographic number. You take it for what you will. Third thing, education. Even though Black Americans and white Americans graduate high school at nearly 1-to-1 ratios, so about the same percentage, you are twice as likely to graduate with a bachelor's, 3 times more likely to graduate with a master's if you're white instead of Black. Now, is it because of the expense of it? Because we already talked about, the income differential there. Who knows? But the fact is, you look at all that stuff and you go, it shouldn't be that way. I'm a white American male. Like, I mean, I'm the one that everybody hates, honestly. When we start talking about races, I'm like, we've talked about this before. I'm the enemy for most people, but we got to do better, guys. So anyways, I wrote this press release for this company I was talking about with Sabrina, because she happens to be, a Black woman. She's like the demographic for the people they're trying to help. You know what I mean? Uh-huh. So anyways, that's what Sabrina and I were talking about yesterday. How's that for? Hey, we lose anybody?
I wanted to say one thing, and
go ahead.
My phone keeps out, but one of my friends, Rachel Beck. I don't know if you know
I love Rachel. Rachel and I are on stuff all the time with Corey Haber.
Rachel shared a story, and it's public because she put the post out on LinkedIn.
You're talking about the truck story?
Yeah. And it really, that just pissed me off. I mean,
yeah.
My God,
so for those of you who don't know,
and
you want to recap the story real quick? Just give us a quick synopsis of what the story was, because this just happened this past week.
She was watching her talk, and Rachel, if you ever see this, I hope I'm doing it justice. I'm not going to be as good as you explaining it, but I will do my best to do so. And she was walking her dog, and she was just walking down, and I think she said 4 men.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know, but 4 people in a truck were driving by, and they started yelling out racial slurs to her.
Yeah.
And she didn't put her head down. She kept her head up high and kept going. And she didn't let them take her
Joy.
her voice, her
Yeah.
she didn't let them take her identity. And I watched the video, and I put a comment on the post, but I also sent her a private message and going, listen, it's terrible that this world could be like that at times. And you know what? You ever want to talk, I'm here, and stuff like that. Because I think the world of her. I think she's great. I love her videos. I love the people that she interviews. She's just such a great person, and it's just terrible that this is the world skin color prejudice is just it's just terrible that we're in that type of world.
Some of you know, some of you don't. I have Black family members. I lived with my cousin for 2 years, my 8th grade and 9th grade years. We shared a room together. And even through that, there are things that I get and things that I don't get. But Rachel is my friend. In fact, Corey Haber, Rachel, and I, we did a podcast about 5 months ago. And it was like 47 minutes long or something like that. And because of the quality of the content, Corey had submitted it to an agency for continuing education credit. So in other words, she's going to take that podcast and show it to people, and then they get a continuing education credit. Now, they came back and said, hey, you've got to fill out the hour. It's got to be an hour long. So Corey, Rachel, and I just finished recording the second part of that to round out the hour. But you're talking about Rachel now and Corey. Very smart. Would give you the shirt off their back. I mean, not a mean bone in their body. Right. People that I respect the hell out of.
Right.
Okay, so there are things that I need to do better. And this is one of those things that I'm not going to run from. You know what I mean? Like, my eyes are, like I said, the kids would say it's woke, but anyways, like I'm gonna focus on that. So Project Help You Grow over the last 6 months or so has been focusing, as you are a vet. I've been focusing on veterans. How do I help veterans? Because I think there is no excuse on God's green earth why a man or a woman will put on the uniform, put their life in jeopardy, put everything on hold, serve this country, and you served in Korea, right? So have you ever heard of North Korea? Have y'all ever heard of North Korea? Well, you weren't there, but you were in South Korea. Anyways, but this is where my man served. Okay, this is where my man served, right? But there's people who have served in all kinds of, some were dangerous situations, some were not. But you don't get to pick. Like, your orders are your orders. You go where you're told to go. You do what you're told to do.
I was actually talking to somebody about that. I swear to God, on my dream list, I put Hawaii. I didn't get that.
Right. So, but let me just, I want to say this for this reason. Some people are, in combat. Some people are not in combat. Some people are in, the DMZ zone or whatever you want. You know what I mean? There's some places that they're in Afghanistan right now. They're in Iraq right now. And some people are like, stationed in Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying? But the people, for the most part, don't pick where they go. They get told where to go and what to do.
Right.
So I don't care if you're a veteran of any kind. There is no reason why you shouldn't, I think, be put to the front of the line when it comes to all this stuff. Jobs, and certainly, help with healthcare and all these things. Because to me, you've paid a debt that I can never repay. I get to do everything I get to do on this earth, I believe, because of God, the Creator, and the American soldier who served me and gave me, and not only gave me the rights to do what I do, but maintains my freedom. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So I want to do everything I can do to help them, right? I can't tell you how much it pains me to see any vet out homeless. I mean, I was homeless. Okay, I was homeless. I know that pain, but there's no reason for, in my opinion, again, this is just my opinion,
Right.
for that to happen ever. So I'm doing what I can through my project. I'm doing what I can through my project Help You Grow to help veterans, and I've been doing that for, like I said, I haven't been making a big thing about it. I haven't made any campaigns. I don't do Project Help You Grow to get famous. Okay, so I just been doing that on the side, but that's been my focus on Project Help You Grow, the efforts that I'm putting in. So now I'm going to have a shift, and I'm going to start trying to help people of color, Black Americans, African American, however you want to say it, right? I'm going to do what I can to focus on that too. So for better, of course.
I help anybody that wants it, and I think I've always believed in helping the underdog. And I think not only because it's just character, that's just my character. It's funny that I like the superheroes and all that, but I've always been focused on how come the big person always has to, really pick on or not do the right thing by the little person. And whether it be corporations, whatever it is, it happens way too much and way too often that people get rich and then they're like, you know what? I'll really step on the little guy. And how much more could I squeeze them? But that's a whole nother thing. That's just a whole nother thing. But Ira, I think we got it. It's like 1:11, and
it's time to
got the worst internet on the phone and everything else, and I'm like, I'm freaking out. I cannot believe I got this type of internet right now. It will not be like this next week.
What Joe Stepke's trying to say is, we hope you enjoyed watching us this week. If you like what you saw this week, come back next week for more, and our production quality will go up. We promise. Up. Yeah, we're gonna step up our game. I told you one of the things that I want to do this week. I want to try to get. I got to squeeze in some time for, like the cobbler's kids never gets any shoes. You know what I mean? I want to create. I want to create an intro for our show that we can then also use as like promo on social media and stuff. So that's one of the things that I'm gonna be working on that hopefully this week. So, come back next week and see what I did.
All right, awesome. All right,
brother.
Play us out so then I could actually get on the phone with you.
We could bebop. All right, here we go, y'all. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you again. Don't forget, we start, if you didn't get enough, we start this show on Clubhouse an hour before. So if you're on the East Coast, it starts at 11. If you're in the Best Coast, which is, the West Coast, then come to us at 8 on Clubhouse. And then we flip-flop or switch or transition over to the live show here on video at 9 and noon, respectively. And if you join us on Clubhouse, then you get a little plug here on our live show, which is kind of fun. So that's win-win networking, baby. That's what we do. All right, brother.
Win.
See y'all later, everybody. Talk to you soon, Sabrina. Later, Julia. Let's get on that call. I saw your note about wanting to start with the vets. I'm all in. Let's do it.